Flosstube friends, how are you? I've missed you. Welcome back. Yay, I'm glad to see you. Today is Thursday, August 13th. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Daleen, and this is my channel where I talk about cross stitch and sewing and a little bit of quilting and my grandbabies and gardening and what I'm grateful for. So let's get started. Come on over, come in. Okay, so today's snack, I just went out and picked it in my garden. Fresh figs. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to do a whole platter. I'm going to slice them up and then I'm going to drizzle them with raw honey and maybe some really thin slices of hard cheese. And we're going to have little crackers to go with it. It's going to be so good. So good. Come on over. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be delicious. Okay. Ooh, let's take these off. There's a little bit of a glare. Okay, all right, so, let's talk about that quilt. It's the string bean quilt. It was a challenge with Pat Sloan, and, sadly, she fell down and broke both her arms, so send some good karma to her, that's for sure. Anyway, that quilt was a challenge to use only fabrics we had in our stash. You couldn't go and buy anything. So that's kind of what I came up with. It was cheerful and happy, and I used, even the backing is fabric that I had in my stash. And I think it has mermaids all over it, so it's kind of a fun thing. Anyway, called a string bean quilt. Speaking of string beans, do you want to see what I brought in from the garden? Okay, so can you see all my string beans? And can you see all my zucchini and cucumbers and tomatoes? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have, this is really heavy. I wrote it down somewhere. I brought in 37 zucchinis so far. And I left one out there with a ribbon tied around it so we could see how big it could get, just for fun, just to see what would happen. I've given away 8 of them, and when I come to the part where I announce the drawing, everybody left me such great ideas for recipes. Look how many recipes I've tried. Oh my gosh, I've tried 12. I have one more that I'm going to try tomorrow. No, not tomorrow night, Saturday night. Anyway, so I'll let you know about all of those. We have over 25 cucumbers. I made my first batch of yard sauce. My husband's been picking all of his serrano peppers, so the garden's doing really well. So before we get started, I wanted to answer a couple questions that folks had. So let's see. Oh, okay. The first one of the questions people asked me was about the little Santas that I had made, the little cross-stitch Santas, and unfortunately, our library is still closed. So the little Santas, I promised you that as soon as the library opens, I'll get the correct name of the book that I got them out of. So until then, there's a little Santa. I put the little jingle bell on top, and really adorable, but no library yet. So when the library opens, I promise I'll go and get that for you. Oh, okay. One of the questions was, please explain the green powder again that I made. And I thought, okay, so here's the green powder that I showed you. This is my second jar, so I'm doing pretty good. All right, so when your spinach or Swiss chard or kale starts to bolt, that means it puts on a big shoot, and it's going to force itself to go to flower and make seeds so that it can continue. That part of the plant isn't as tasty. It's a little bit bitter. So once that starts, then I cut down all my greens, and then I dehydrate them. So here's this is a couple days worth of dehydration. I saved it so that you could see it. Okay, so it's all crunchy and crispy and dry from the dehydrator. And then I get out my food processor, and then I process it into powder. You can kind of see that. I put it through a sieve to make sure I catch any really big stems or anything of that nature. Anyway, then I store it in these glass jars, just old canning jars with the lid and the ring. Okay, so I just put it in there. And then I save these for the winter time. So in the winter, when I make a soup, I put a teaspoon in my soup. When I make a smoothie, I put a teaspoon in my smoothie. And so I just end up using these jars of different greens. I just mix them all together. So there's spinach and Swiss chard, kale, there's some beet tops in here. And then I just use that nutrition that I've made myself, so I know it's organic, and then I just put it in the food that we're eating and kind of hide it in a sauce or what have you. So by my goal is by the end of, say end of March or April, all of my jars are empty and we got all of the nutrition that was growing in the garden. So, and you know, a lot of folks, Donna Ray does this. She dehydrates slices of tomatoes, all of her tomatoes, and then she dehydrates those and makes tomato powder, and she uses that throughout the winter for their soups and stews and sauces and whatnot. So she's still getting those, you know, because we have such an abundance of tomatoes at one time, and that's another way to use them. So that was a great question, so thank you. One of the questions was, what is the chicken food that I make for my chickens, the chicken feed? Okay, I think I'm going to have to move this vegetable basket down so I can... The zucchini is right in my face, so there you go. Okay, sorry. All right. Now I'm back to being professional. No. Okay, so I use a combination of a couple different farm recipes. Sawyer Ridge Farm is one of them that I do follow. So what I do is I get the wheelbarrow out, make sure that it's clean, and then I mix it all in that wheelbarrow. So I mix black oil sunflower seeds. I get 10 pounds of white millet, 10 pounds of flaxseed, whole flax seeds, and then the remainder of that wheelbarrow is whole corn and whole oats. So it's not like it's like little pieces of oats. It's not like oatmeal. It hasn't been flattened and cut into oatmeal. It's the part before they do that. So okay, so then I put on gloves and I mix all that together, and then I put it in these really tough heavy duty Rubbermaid containers. And then I have a couple of those containers available for, you know, it lasts me a couple months before I have to mix it all up again and start over. So that's how I get my chicken feed. I do add garlic powder. I add diatomaceous earth. If it's not during the gardening season, I do save all the eggshells. I dry them in the oven so they don't smell like eggshells, because I don't want my chickens to learn to eat eggs. And then I crush them and grind them up into a fine powder. So if it's the garden time, I put that all in my flower beds, especially my tomato beds, for all that calcium. You don't want that brown spot on the bottom of a tomato. That's just the sign of not enough calcium. So that's another way we can add calcium to the ground. Otherwise, in the wintertime, I put all the crushed eggshells back into their food and give it back to them. So for the calcium. And then every month or so, I add a different herb. I add dried dill. I dry my own sage. So all of those herbs I put back into their food and give it back to them, so they can have some goodness too. So anyway, if you have any more questions about the chicken feed, I'd be glad to answer them. So anyway, that works for us. The protein level is about 10 to 15% higher than normal food that you would buy in the store. The higher your protein, you're gonna produce more eggs. So anyway. Okay, thanks a lot for all your nice comments about the outdoor video. I'll try again, maybe I can sit in my garden. And yesterday I sat out there with a foot soak and had my little garden spa. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, it was really, really fun to do outside, and I was a little flustered because I had to make it twice. But thanks for all your nice comments, and I will try again, I promise. And the other question I got was, what is my favorite sampler to date? So I took it off the wall and brought it in, and let's see if we can get a pretty close picture without too much glare. This is the Jane Pattison sampler, made by Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler. And I changed a few things. One of the flowers here was a creamy color. I changed it more of the rosy color so you could see it. Now this is the one where I switched the name to Georgina Thompson. So that is my husband's grandma's name. And she's from Aberdeen, Scotland. Here's the Scotland. And she was born in 1895. So I changed the date to that. All of the letters that are around this bottom flower are all of her children. So I put her children's initials in there. And then in the portion where you're supposed to put, right here, all of these letters, instead of a small alphabet, I used all the letters of her grandchildren. So there's a B right there for my husband. And then down at the bottom, I put that she married James Smith Wilson in 1914. And I put my name on this one. So I embroidered my name right here in the corner. We tried to personalize it, and I fell in love with the colors. I love the colors. My favorite thing about this sampler is the motifs that are all on the outside of the border. I just thought it was so charming. I really, really loved it. So there, maybe you can get a little bit better peek at it. It's a beautiful sampler. It was a pleasure to stitch. That border is gorgeous. It was really, really a pleasure. It was really fun to stitch. So anyway, thank you for asking that question. I'm glad I could share my favorite sampler with you. Okay, so now I can get onto my video for today. So first of all, since last we met, I broke my toe. So thank you for everybody for all your kind comments and wishes and good suggestions. And it just got taped to its buddy, and I finally got my cute sneakers back on. So no more flip-flops so when I don't always want to wear flip-flops. But anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, so thanks. Okay, so since I've last seen you, I got to go on vacation, so that was fun. It wasn't what we had planned, so we made some changes, so this was plan B. So we got to go to Mount Rainier for the day. That was beautiful. It was so fun. And then we went to the Pacific Ocean on the Oregon coast. And so we had a wonderful week, and we saw 14 elk, 1 deer, 1 harbor seal, 2 bald eagles. Oh, Mr. Wright got stung by a jellyfish. We saw millions of jellyfish, but he accidentally stepped on one and he got stung. Okay, he's fine. He's fine. We had great food. We got to walk hours and hours and hours on the beach barefoot. Lots of grounding. That was wonderful. And we got to have ice cream twice. So that was really, really good. Okay. Ooh, I want to talk to you about this. I love this. Okay, these sunflowers are not real. All right, so when you we all know this, when you pick sunflowers, all of the pollen drips off everywhere. So you kind of have to have a doily or a counter where you can wipe it off. But my sunflowers are 11 feet tall. I'm so happy. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people call them wonder flowers, and I couldn't figure out why that is. Okay, these are almost magical. So when you get a second, if you have some time, look up Fukushima. Do you remember? That's where the nuclear accident happened. They have planted millions and millions of beautiful sunflowers. You know why? They magically, I'm going to use the word magically, but in reality they really do this. Sunflowers draw up or soak up radiation from the earth. They also soak up all kinds of heavy metals like mercury. So they take the soil and they clean it. No wonder they call it wonder flowers. So mine are 11 feet tall, so I'll have to take a picture. I'll stand on a ladder and then I'll wave to everybody and I'll put it on Instagram or Facebook, and so then you'll be able to see all my flowers. So isn't that neat? I love that. I love that it cleans our soil and it's beautiful at the same time. Okay, so let's talk about some finishes. Hey, look at that box. It's a little storage box that I made. Okay, so it's just that wide. It's a wine crate at Christmas time, my husband's office got wine delivered as a present, and it was just that rough wood. So I took the wood and I painted it. This is, what's the color? Frosted glass. Okay, that's the color. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I used my coupon, so it ended up being $4. And I got the little doorknob handles and the little metal wreath. So I painted it, kind of roughed it up, used shoe polish to seal the whole thing. And so I have extra storage, and I just used it. It was garbage. They were going to throw it away. So I said, "Ooh, can I have that?" So the lid comes off so I can store some things in there. So that was really fun. It's a really beautiful color. Frosted glass. It's my husband called it blue. It's more like an aqua, like a frosted aqua. Anyway, yeah, it's just, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was just really fun. Use a coupon so you can get it half off. That's a good thing. Okay, the other thing I made, look, it's a burrito. Would you like a burrito? Look, it's delicious. It's a delicious burrito. I made 5 of them. So, my little grandbabies, I have to do all their school supplies. We sent 2 17-pound boxes of school supplies this week. And whether they go to school or do homeschool, they still need supplies. And every year I always make a pencil case. Well, let's see. Last year, I think, were some shark pencil cases, which were really funny and fun to sew. And this year, I made everybody burritos. It's so funny. Okay, so you open it up, and inside, I sewed elastic, and then they have little rings so they can hook things on that they might need. But this is burrito fabric. And the more wrinkly it gets, the more it looks like a real burrito. It's hilarious. Okay, so I have 4 little grandbabies, so I made them each a pencil case. So the littlest one has his big washable markers and some big fat pencils and some, I think that's what we put in his. But everybody else, a little bit older, they can have pencils and pens and highlighters. And my girlfriend, she's a beautiful crochet. Oh, she can crochet so beautiful. Well, last year she asked for the shark pencil case for her crochet hooks. This year she sent me a note and said, "Could I please have a burrito for my crochet hooks?" So it was pretty funny. So I made her an extra one. So this was the prototype. It was really fun. And I got the fabric. I've used it all. It was a little bit spendy, but it was fun. It was worth it. I got it at spoonflower.com. So they sell, I can't remember if they call it tortilla or burrito fabric. Okay, there's no pattern. This is the size of my dinner plate. I just put the dinner plate down, drew around it, cut the fabric out. I put lightweight interfacing on both sides. And then I just sewed around it, left a little hole, turned it inside out. Clipped all the corner, or the rounded edges, and then I just turned it inside out, sewed a line around it, and then I just put my elastic across, and I used Velcro to shut the burrito. So anyway, okay, so there you go. I put close-up pictures on my Facebook page if you want to see it, so it's pretty funny. I think I put it on Instagram. Oh, Instagram. Don't you have a love-hate relationship with that? Ugh, I love Instagram for the pictures and the inspiration, but unfortunately somebody compromised my account and wanted to be like me, so it was quite flattering and frustrating. So I didn't post on there for a week or so, and we all turned the names in, and they did all what they had to do. So anyway, that's I don't know. Sometimes I want to just scrap it and move on, but other times I love seeing everybody's things, so I want to share too. So anyway, there's a picture of the pencil case burritos, or tortillas if you want to make them. Isn't that funny? That's funny. Oh man, how far are, oh, we're 19 minutes in. I don't think, I've talked a little bit about cross stitching. Okay, let's see, what am I working on? Alright, so this one is Sampler Hill. There you go. That's the one I've been working on. I fell in love with it. It is a Brenda Gervais pattern. The colors are stunning. I just love it. I'm doing pretty well. Oh, you know what I brought to show you? Okay, that house is, the house is gorgeous. I love the house. Wait, I'm blocking the light so you can't see it. You'd think I'd be better at this. Okay, there you go. All right, and yes, I'm going to show the pattern, and it's only going to be for a second. And all right, so the house, I got a little discombobulated counting over. So on the house, I used this tape, this highlighter tape. And so you put it on, and it comes right off. It doesn't harm your pattern. But it kept track of which brick I was on the house, because I got a little goofed up one night when I was doing it. I think I was just tired, but anyway, this highlighter tape, it's just called highlighter tape. Oh, I think it comes in pink and green, and you can reuse it, reposition it. It's transparent, it's removable. So this is, I'll link it below so that you could try some too, but it's just a couple of dollars, and it really does work. And look, it comes right off again. You can just take it. Okay, my lighting is weird. You can just take it right off. But yeah, it helped me count over and keep track of where I was on the house, because I got goofed up on one of them, and I had to kind of stop and recount or regroup. So anyway, that's how far I am. I'm really happy with it. The colors are beautiful. Oh, there's the bee skep at the top. I used the pin stitch for those little 9 bees. You can see them there. And it's just so fun. I'm having a hard time putting it down. I know I told you all that I was going to stitch on all different pieces all the time, and I fibbed. I've only really worked on a couple, so anyway, that is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I love that one. The colors, I just didn't realize how much I love that. This next one is called We Live in Hope by Blackbird Designs. And I'm coming along. I'm doing pretty good. I feel like I should stand up and show you this better. Would that work better? I don't know. Oh, there you go. Is that pretty good? That's pretty good. Okay, so this is the one where I switched Chesapeake Bay to Birch Bay, where I grew up in the summers, and put my name in there, and it's been fun. It's a good one. It's I love the border. The border's turning out so pretty. But, and I finished the letters and kind of dabbled in it a little bit. It's been really fun, but that Sampler Hill one has been calling my name. I'm telling you, that one has been amazing. Okay, so here's the other one I've been working on. Oh, I forgot to take it out. Hold on just a second. It is by Pineberry Lane, and it's called Beloved Companion Memorial Sampler. Okay. So, this one, today would have been my dog Sweet Liberty's birthday. She passed away about a year ago, and gosh, I miss her so much. I miss her every day. I miss her a lot. She was a beautiful golden retriever, and there's a gal on Instagram, Cindy, and she stitched a piece for her dog, and she used all red to make it a red sampler. So that is what, again, I think I'll stand up. There you go. That is what I am working on. So I'm doing the 1/1 right now with her name and the rest of the saying, and I'll put the dates in there and the last little bit around the edges. We've been talking about it a lot. She passed away in June last year. She was 14, and today's her birthday. And I really wanted to work on that sampler. I need to finish the sampler. It's time, and we'd like to welcome a new dog into our house. So we've started the process of starting, well, of course, picking names. How can you top Sweet Liberty? But picking a name, finding a new dog that might work well in our house. And we love big dogs, so That's kind of a fun process to be thinking about. So anyway, that's a beautiful sampler and really fun and easy to switch into all reds. And they have this one is a little dog on the top, but there's also a little kitty cat. So it, whichever you're going to use. So, and that's kind of a cool frame too, actually. It's a very cool frame. Okay, so would you like to talk about the drawing? Let's see. Let me remind you what we were doing. Our friend That's So Calico, she donated. Well, okay, let's say one of our subscribers, she donated some money, and for me to buy or what have you, giveaways. So for half the money, I did this project. So I asked Kelly if I could buy one of her Bitsy Bobs, and that's what these are. And she does a really great job, beautiful job. Okay, so you open it up. There's oops, daisy. Sorry. You open it up. There's a clear plastic pocket with a zipper, a magnet for your needle minder or needle, and then this is flannel, and so your thread sticks to it while you're doing your project. Okay, so she gave us 2 of those. She's an expert seamstress. Really beautiful. Oh. I'm kind of at an angle, and so I feel like the camera's... Okay, whatever. She did a really great job. And she gave us 2 patterns. So Be a Pineapple by Hands on Design. She gave us 2 of them. So I did the random comment... What do you call that? Random comment picker thing on YouTube. Okay, I don't know the name, obviously. Okay, so, wait. Before we list the names, let's talk about zucchini. That was the question. The question was, one of the questions was, what bay did you grow up on and have fun? Oh, you all shared such great personal stories. It was so fun to read all the different places you've been and the fun that you had. I loved that. And the other question was, please share a zucchini recipe. So, notice I have it on green paper. Okay. Anyway, okay, my zucchini update. Yes, we already know I have 37. All right, so here's my list. I kept a whole list of all the suggestions that you had, and these are the ones I've tried so far. Okay, and 1 or 2 of them I've already been using, so, okay. All right, so the Italian zucchini fritters. I've made that twice. It got 5 stars both times. Frying, that's part of it. Delicious. Okay, so I've made zoodles. I've grated zucchini into scrambled eggs. I've grilled zucchini, sautéed zucchini. I made 17 waffle witches. That's my recipe. Okay, so that one you just take your personal waffle mix that you like, and I grate in carrots, onions, and then I grate the zucchini, and I soak it, salt it, and let it weep all the water out of it. Okay, so I mix that all into my waffle batter, and then I just make waffles about this big, and then I just freeze them all, and then you can just put them in the toaster, and you can add, you can just toast them and use them with cream cheese or what have you for your snack, for your 3 o'clock, 3:15 snack, and you need something that's the perfect thing. So, all right. Okay, I've made easy zucchini fritters. I've done stir fry. I did a garlic zucchini casserole bake. We loved it. I did a healthy summer casserole that's sort of like Priscilla and Chelsea's zucchini casserole, but a little bit healthier version. Okay, lasagna for 2. I replaced the noodles with zucchini. I always forget to make lasagna, and that is so good. I love that. Roasted with salt and pepper, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. That was one that I always forget, and that was such a great suggestion. Yeah, balsamic vinegar kind of elevates everything, doesn't it? I did roasted Parmesan zucchini, cut them into little coins, and then I don't use Parmesan, I use Parmesan that I make myself. Okay, next up, all right, so one of our subscribers, her name is Nupur, I think that's how you say your name, and she sent me a recipe for Indian style fritters. So I'm going to try that next. That's the next one that I'm going to try. So thank you so much for all your suggestions and recipes. They were wonderful. Every single, no, none of them have gotten thumbs down. All of them have been great. I have given away 8 or 9 zucchinis. I'm getting a little bit tired of it, but oh, and one lady wrote this really funny. Oh, I hope she doesn't mind me telling it. When she was first learning to garden, they planted 2 rows of zucchini. I have 2 plants. She planted 2 rows, and she said people didn't want to see her coming because she had zucchinis to share. That's a lot of zucchini. If I have 37 off of 2 plants, I can't even imagine how many zucchini she had. That made me giggle. Okay, so I use that random name choose picker thing. I hate the name. I gotta come up with a better name. And I have 2 winners. So I'm going to be sending these Bitsy Bobs. Thank you so much, Kelly. And if you get a chance, go to That's So Kelly Co. on Etsy. She's got some really beautiful designs. She has new things for fall. She's a gem. She's kind. She's considerate. We wanted to get together somehow magically, and we couldn't, so we donated all the money. She didn't take any of the money. We donated to the food bank. They don't come much better than her. She's one of the good ones. So thanks a lot, Kelly. Mwah. We all appreciate it. So the 2 winners are Birdie Stitcher and Jan Cleveland. So if you could, please send me a message with your physical address to my I'll put my Hotmail address down below, and then I promise I'll put these in the mail right away so that you can start stitching the Via Pineapple with that flamingo. That's hilarious. That's so cute. So I promise I'll get those right into the mail to you. So, and thanks again, Kelly. And before the video's over, I'll do another drawing for today. We'll have a different drawing, so that'll be kind of fun. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I have one project that I started. I forgot to tell you about. Okay, so Diana, it is Kismit. She's a Flosstube maker and a whole bunch of other things. She's kind. She's really smart. She's got a really funny sense of humor. She's just got this great spirit. It's like I don't know. But anyway, on Instagram one night, she wrote that she just needed something to calm down, peaceful stitching, comfort stitching, I think she called it. And so she ordered this sampler. HF 1916 sampler, and you can tell right in the middle there they had made a little mistake and they left it in there, and that's kind of cute, kind of fun. So anyway, she talked, it's you go on Etsy to Darling and Whimsy Designs, and you just download the pattern and you can start stitching that night. So Diana, what did she use? She used 1145 OMG red, and it's a beautiful silk. Hers turned out gorgeous, just gorgeous. So this pattern, they said Dinky Dyes 202. When they saw the original sampler, they think it was more like a DMC 305, and I am using DMC 355. That's what I had. So I had it already on a little tag, and this is how far I got. And Diana was right. I put on some music, and I just got stitching away with one color. You don't have to switch colors. And I purposely used this as kind of a calm down. You know how sometimes when you're stitching you can think about a grocery list, or you can think about, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that in the garden, I gotta do. And this was a real pleasure. It's been a really fun thing. So I'm specifically using it as a comfort stitch. So anyway, that's a good one. Darling and Whimsy. HF 1916 sampler. It's really pretty. So thanks, Diana, for suggesting it and giving the really good idea to purposely comfort stitch. Calm, peaceful, good music. It's been a pleasure, so thank you. And if you go on her Instagram page, you can see her finished piece, which is so pretty, and that silk is, oh, it's just so beautiful. Okay, Let's see. Let's talk about two new to me floss tubers. Okay, so the first one is, her name is Sheri, and she is called Colorado Cross Stitch. She's a wife, mom of two. She owns a yarn shop, but she's trying getting back into cross stitch, and she's got some beautiful pieces. She's working on Savior's Praise, some really beautiful pieces, and she's trying to find the perfect red thread. So if you go over there, leave her a message of what your favorite red is. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. She's really interesting. She's charming. She has a really kind spirit, and makes you smile, makes you feel good. It'll be worth your time to stop by. So stop by and tell Sheri hi, the Colorado Cross Stitch. And then the other gal that I found, her name is Celeste, and her channel is called Celeste Creates. And she's a good Texas girl. She's got a real sweet spirit and 5 kids and a dog and a husband. And she likes quilting and some beautiful stitching. Really, really beautiful stitching. So if you get a moment, stop by to say hi to Celeste. See her beautiful smile. I think you'll really enjoy it. So those are two good ones. Two good ones. Let's do a drawing, okay? Let's do a drawing. I'm going to take the pattern out first. And let me see here. Okay, so here's the project bag I made. Let's see, we'll show it like this first. The Old Simplicity Pattern Girls. And I used some stripy fabric on the inside and some buttons for the zipper pull. There you go. You can kind of see the little red button there. And I put a little packet of tea in there. And I think I'm putting in the Prairie Schooler 2009 Santa. So there you go. I made that one for Mr. Wright. I left off the figure skates and left the hockey skates. So he was a happy guy. And I'm going to put that in this pattern, or in this project bag. So that's going to be the giveaway drawing. So you have to be 18 and don't say drawing or giveaway, and 18 so you can give me your address if you win. And please be a subscriber and all of that stuff. I kind of know how to check if you are, but I don't really care if you're not. Anyway, okay, so this is our drawing. So would you like to know the question? Okay, so yesterday I was in the garden, and I had filled up my little plastic foot soak bath, and I used, this is what I used, Ben Soap Milk Bath. Okay, so I used just a handful, there you go, a handful of this, and then I filled it with a big pitcher of hot water, and I added a little bit of cold water from the hose, and it made this real milky, soft, silky feeling in the water. And then I picked some rosemary, I picked some lavender, some flower petals, and it was foaming, and I just sat in the middle of my garden for 50 minutes. And I just watched the birds and the bees. At one time there was 4 bees on one of my sunflowers. And a mourning dove flew right over me to a little bird feeder that I have hanging under a tree. So that was pretty neat. But it was 50 minutes of nothing but sitting in the middle of my garden, enjoying the flowers, and everything growing is so lush. I was just filling it all in. It was just to fill the bank up, to make a deposit for me. Kind of self-care, that sitting in the middle of the garden for a garden foot soak. And I loved it, and my feet felt wonderful and so silky when I was done. I used my little pumice stone out there, and by the time I got 50 minutes later, my feet felt fabulous, and they just looked great, and I felt so good that I spent 50 minutes on me, just doing something for me. So to be included in this for the drawing for this project bag and pattern, I'd love for you to leave a self-care, something that you do for just for you that fills up our bank. You can't pour from an empty pitcher. We all know that. So what do? Give us all one suggestion that you do just for you. Even if it's just deliberately stirring your tea or coffee and sitting down and doing a little stitching for 30 minutes, or doing your nails, or taking a walk, or sitting in the forest, or a foot bath in the middle of your garden. So please share one self-care thing that you do just for you that makes you feel so much better. So, okay, that's your mission. That's your mission. Leave us a suggestion. So, okay, what do we got now? Oh, I got a couple things in the mail. This one was a little thank you note from Deanna. She's so nice. She said the nicest thing. You all say the nicest things. I know the news is full of grumpy, mean, not nice people. I know that. I get it. I gotta tell you, every comment I've gotten has been so kind and considerate, thoughtful, funny. Some are hilarious. They just, if I'm not feeling 100%, I know I can go to my comments and read and just, oh my gosh, I'm just so lifted up. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the goodness with each other, with all of us. And then everybody reads through the comments to either get zucchini recipes, or now they're going to get something to do for yourself idea. So it's just so nice. And Deanna was thanking me for a giveaway that she won, but she put in, I put it on her card so I wouldn't lose it, but she had put in one of those, wow, oh, there you go. It was like, I really made it tight. I think you can get these on Amazon, and they're just a long, a tie that you put together. I'll do it in front of my shirt so you can kind of see it. You put it together, and then you put your floss on here. Do I have any right here? I do not. We'll pretend there's floss on here. And you put it together, and then you take the little screw piece that holds it together, and then you just tighten it, and so then you have a little ring. And she just slipped it in the card. How thoughtful was that? That was so nice of her. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. You know, you could buy a few of those and just slip them in a card when you send them to somebody. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so I got this other thing in the mail. I got it yesterday, and I almost started crying. It was just so nice. So the person, my friend, she's my friend, she cross-stitched this piece for me. It's hysterical. And she said, I know you can figure out a way to finish it. I just wanted to send it to you and make you happy. It's just so cute. It's a free pattern, and I can't remember where she said she found it. I think she just said it was a free pattern. Be Well Freebie by Kate Blandford. And she sent this really pretty card with it. You know, one of the things about Flosstube is, I don't know how it happens, but you end up connecting with people all over or right near you. You know, I'm trying to get a pattern out here. And when you talk for the first couple times, you just have this feeling. You just get this feeling in your heart and soul, or your gut, or whatever it is, that you're going to be friends forever. And I just have that feeling about her. She's just the nicest thing. I'm the luckiest girl. I started these Flosstube videos for the main purpose of meeting new friends and making new friends. And I hit the jackpot. I got so lucky. I've met so many kind people. Some people I haven't met in person. I've only met online. And we just connected. And she sent me a whole box of goodies yesterday, some goodness. And she also sent me this pattern. It's called Ink Circles Turkish Delight. Okay. We both love blue and white dishes, so that's a connection that we have. Okay, so here's the pattern. Oh, let's go this way. It kind of looks like it could be this way on your wall or this way. But you know the thing about this? I've never done anything like this at all. It's a little overwhelming. It looks huge. You use Belsois silks, 2 of them. And she said, I knew you'd like this pattern because I like this pattern. We both like blue and white dishes, and it's around my fireplace. But she said, I thought you'd be brave enough to try it. And I was like, I think I am. I think I am brave enough to try it. My sweet spot, I love doing samplers. You know I do. But when I saw this yesterday, and then when she said that, she really made me feel good. She made me feel like, I know I could do it. I could try. I think I can do it. So I'm buying the fabric. I'm gonna get those silk threads. It's definitely going to be one that I make. I don't know if it's going to be a New Year's Day start or a birthday start. I love that feeling that she thinks I'm brave enough to try it. So I don't know. I'm lucky. I'm a lucky girl, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you that have tried, that we've become friends or have something in common, and it just makes my life so much better. It just meeting you, learning about you, my life's better because of it. It's just elevated. So thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, what am I grateful for? I am grateful for my fall garden. Okay, so yesterday I planted beans, peas, radishes, lemon cucumbers, and next week I'm planting onions and garlic. So I have enough time. We'll probably have our first frost. Farmer's Almanac says that we will have our first frost about October 22nd. So I have enough days left to do a whole nother garden. My soil is already warm. It is already, I've been building it all summer. We don't have a chance of frost. For one cycle of bugs has already lived and ready to die. All the aphids, all those things, those little baby flies, they're done. They don't have a second cycle in the summer, so you have less pests. And I have plenty of time to, where my lettuce was or my kale was, I can plant new things and still have time to pick a whole nother harvest come the beginning of October. So I started planting. That makes me happy. That makes me really happy. Let's see. I have some stuff in my basket here. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm grateful, but I gotta tell you about this. All right. Okay, so when we went on vacation, I just thought, oh, I like goofing off with makeup and eyeshadow. So I bought this, one of those color palette things. This is from e.l.f. It's $10. That's it. It was just for fun. I just thought it would be really fun, to try a smoky eye or something kind of snazzy and kind of fun. Okay, so I did. I tried it. I was having fun. It was really cool. I highly suggest it. I know it's not fancy. It's not department store. You can get it at Walmart or, drugstore or whatever. So $10. $10 for fun, just to play around. I was in the hotel bathroom and I was just fussing and trying. I had my makeup mirror with me and I accidentally dropped this. Okay, you'll notice I have this taped while I'm talking to you. I have taped it shut. I accidentally dropped this and it hit the corner of the tile and the floor and 5 or 6 of the... This is a new one. I replaced it, but that's how much I like it. I replaced it. Okay, so especially all these dark colors, they all fell out and went everywhere. And I took like 20 different Kleenexes to try to clean it all up, and I used paper to scoop it up to try to pretend to make a dustpan, and I got as much of it cleaned up as I can, but it went in the tile between, or in the grout in between the marble or whatever the tile was, and I just couldn't clean anymore. And so Mr. Wright left a very generous tip for the housekeeper lady or man or what have you right there on the makeup counter, so that when they moved their mop across the floor and they wondered why they got all this brown makeup and they had to clean it, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I tried my best to clean it all up and just use Kleenex, and I didn't do a very good job, but it's a really good eyeshadow. I'm really grateful, and I'm very grateful that there was a hotel open and they have housekeepers that are the nicest people and they're so friendly, and I'm sorry that I left that, and I think a very generous tip so that when you're cleaning it you'll be happy that you got the tip. Okay, there you go. That's the end of that. Okay, what else do I have? All right, we already talked about this. The milk soap. I think it's like $11. Ben Soap Company. I love these people. I love their lotion. I love their deodorant. I love this for a foot soak. You're worth $11, aren't you? Or maybe you're not. I think you're worth it. I think you're worth $11 foot soak. It was fabulous garden spa. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, alum. Okay, don't forget. I think I told you this last year. Oh, okay. So these are hydrangeas from my garden, and when I pick them, I bring them in, cut the stem, and then I stick it in this alum. Okay, alum. I got new spice jars. I'm like so proud. Look, they each have a sticker on them, and they have a sticker on the front. They're square, and they all fit together, and they're all glass, and I'm so happy. Anyway, okay, so alum. We know we use it for pickles to keep them crisp, which works. But alum works so that your hydrangeas don't droop that next day. You know, when you pick some, and, you know, some of them stay fine, but a couple of them instantly just droop, and they lose all their oomph and happiness. Stick it in some alum before you put it in the vase, and it works beautiful. I'm grateful for alum. That's a good thing. Okay, what else is in my... Oh, yeah, look! My dried sage! That was a whole bunch of dehydrating. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I dried my own sage, so that makes me super happy. Oh yeah. Okay, when I bought the makeup, the e.l.f. makeup, $10. Okay, so they have this mineral infused face primer. Okay, it was $6. There you go. e.l.f. Again, e.l.f. $6. It is the best face primer I've ever used. I know not everybody uses makeup, but you know, you put it on, smooth it on, it goes on just so silky, and your makeup goes on beautiful on top of it, just beautiful. So yeah, $6. It's not department store. It works beautiful. It made me happy. I'm super grateful. Okay, one more thing. Tomorrow is International Cross Stitch Day. Oh wait, not one more thing. Two more things. Okay. Happy birthday to Christine. Stitch all the things. Happy birthday to Valerie. Stitching in the barn. Oh, my friend in New York. Oh, I can't think of her name. Happy birthday. Mwah. I'll send you a message, I promise. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway. Okay, so tomorrow is International Cross Stitch Day. Well, when I turned the calendar, I put a big highlighter around it, a big heart around it, and I said, no dinner available. So Mr. Right either has to make dinner, buy dinner, bring dinner in. Somehow he's going to be making dinner. You know I make dinner all the time. I make everything from scratch, everything, for crying out loud. Last night I made a fabulous sweet and sour sauce, which was so good. Anyway, okay, so tomorrow he's making dinner because tomorrow I'm getting up, making my bed, taking my shower, doing my hair and makeup, having a little breakfast, and then I am stitching all day long. I'm not going in the garden. I'm not cleaning house. I'm not doing anything but stitching. Tomorrow I'm celebrating International Cross Stitch Day. So please join me. Maybe you could make a little extra dinner tonight so you don't have to cook tomorrow night. Or maybe tomorrow could be pizza night. I don't know. But I hope you spend the day stitching. I hope you spend some of the day stitching. How's that? If you have to pick your one bucket of weeds. I pick one bucket of weeds out of my garden. But I'm not going to tomorrow. Nope. Tomorrow's just for stitching. So anyway, I haven't been here in a bit. I didn't think I had a lot to share. But apparently I did. Apparently I'm a chatty girl. So... thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being so nice to me and checking in. Oh, one lady, Charlie and Michelle. I think that was her name. I think it was Charlie and Michelle. I just started to read a message. She said, oh, I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing okay. And then I went to reply and I couldn't find it again. So... again, with the technology. Anyway, thank you so much for checking in on me. I really appreciate it. Everything you guys girls, everybody just has the nicest, kindest comments. When I feel a little down, if I read something or hear something on the news that's not as kind or loving as it could be, then I'm just kind of gently reminded I need to go back to my people. My people. My people are you. You're kind and considerate and smart and funny, and I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. So thanks for joining me. I promise I'll come back soon. I'll have some more progress. But I'm going to go have some figs right now. I'm going to drizzle those figs with some raw honey and some really, really beautiful cheese, a little bit of scrape of cheese across it, and I'm going to enjoy it. So thanks a lot. Please leave your comment about the drawing, about what you're doing for you today, or what you do to fill you up so that you have a little self-care. You're worth it. You're really worth it. So thanks, everybody. We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.